Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Meditations. Hey, Jackie, I see you waving at me. I'm so glad to see your face. I am so glad all of you are here today. Thank you for being a part of what we've started doing on Mondays, where we learn to experience Christ in our hearts more than we ever have before. And remember, we always start out from the place of gratefulness. We call ourselves on Mondays the Gratefulness Gang. So if this is your first time or you're new to this, the first thing we want to do is we want to start from a place of being thankful. I want to be I want to be aware more and more of the things that I'm thankful for, of the things in my life that I'm watching that God is working them out. And you may say, you don't have my life. You don't realize that it doesn't really look like God's working things out. Well, you know what? That's because you aren't looking in the right direction. That I'm telling you, there are so many things that we can experience as we choose. So that's what we do on Mondays is we start out first by saying, now wait a minute. What am I thankful for? What am I really thankful that God has done in my life? And if I can't find something pretty easily and pretty quickly, then that to me is just a red flag that my mind has been kind of staying on the negative things. My mind has been kind of focused on the painful things. My mind has been kind of looking at the things that I think aren't going right. Guess what? You can shift that right now. You can decide right now, okay, so I have been looking at the things not working. And every one of us have them. I'm going to tell you something. If I sat here and wanted to, I could give you a list of things in my own life. I prefer not to make those kinds of lists, but I do, just like everybody else. I find myself every now and then, going back down the list of the things that need to be different, of the things that need to be changed, of the things that I wish were happening faster in my life, of the things I wish were happening in my kids' lives, we get to decide. He says, I set before you life and death. Now choose life. So today, thinking about thankfulness, we're actually going to go into a pretty familiar scripture that kind of deals with what happens when we're not thankful. And it's in Matthew 6. And it's where Jesus is talking about not worrying. Because how many of us, if we were to raise our hands, would say, I am guilty of worrying? Every one of us would have to raise both our hands and both our legs. We'd have to, because every one of us are guilty. We are guilty, and one hand is not enough. So we'd have to raise everything we have to raise to be able to say there have been times that worry has just overwhelmed me. Or if it never has, feel free to email me because I'd like to have a conversation with you and learn from you because I've been in that place. And so we're going to go to Matthew 6. And somebody be my friend and put this in the chat for everybody. Matthew 6, verse 31. I'm in the Passion Translation. And Jesus has just gone through this. I take care of the birds, I take care of the flowers, so you don't have to worry about anything. And he says, so then forsake your worries. And that word for worry right there means we are mentally fragmented. We are being literally pulled apart. We are being divided into pieces. That's what worry does to us, is it fragments us. It divides us into pieces. So Jesus is saying, so forsake these things that fragment you mentally. Forsake these things that tear you apart. Why would you say, and the fact that he says, why would you say, tells us that worry has a voice. And man, can worry preach. Worry can preach a sermon and a half in my head sometimes. Why would you say, what will we eat, or what will we drink, or what will we wear? For that is what the unbelievers chase after. Doesn't your heavenly Father already know the things your bodies require? And I feel like Jesus doesn't usually ask a question just to be funny. He's saying, your Father already knows. I'm telling you, he already knows. So above all, and anytime we see above all, what is above all? It means above all, above everything else, above the very top, the very, very top. Constantly chase after the realm of God's kingdom and the righteousness that proceeds from him. And I love that it says, you constantly chase after God's kingdom and the righteousness that proceeds from him. He's not saying you're just going to seek after this kingdom and it's all going to be like rules and regulations and all of that. He says, you know what? You're going to get to know a him, which is God. You're going to get to know him as you do this. Then all these less important things will be given to you abundantly. Refuse to worry about tomorrow, but deal with each challenge that comes your way one day at a time. Tomorrow will take care of itself. And what I see so often in us is we start worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. Most of the time, it's like if a bill is due next week and we know we don't have the money for it, we start worrying about how we're going to pay it. When really and truly, if we constantly, above all, seek after the kingdom and the king of the kingdom, then things start to look different. He begins to show us things we weren't seeing before. So I'm also going to read to you from the I Hear His Whispers devotional. I've talked about this before on here. I'm reading to you from yesterday, so it's July the 26th is the date I'm reading from. Come to me first, beloved, when trials darken your path and trauma threatens to swallow you. Reach for me. In the rush of emotion and exasperation, I am the peace that surpasses all understanding. I am all, and I will fill all. I am the answer you need. I am the healing. I am the wisdom. I am the safety. I am the breakthrough. I will lift your head and bring you hope. Come to me and I will steady you. Oh, how good does that sound? Sometimes we have so much stuff going on around us and in us that we just need God to steady us. I alone am your Savior. No one else has the power to save you from the utter confusion that tries to plague you. Though I give you others to glean from and those who demonstrate my love, I want you to come to me first, to depend on me more than any other, to believe that I truly am enough. Though I often speak through vessels of clay, I also speak to you from the place of stillness, the place of my presence when you come to me. Don't reach to others first. Don't broadcast your need to the world before you've sought my wisdom. Come to me first. So we're going to just close our eyes together. And we're going to immediately begin to give ourselves permission to relax. I give me permission to relax. I give my body permission to not have to be uptight and in control right now. I give my mind permission to relax. So every thought that would come that would distract from what we're going to do in these next few moments, I let it go. I watch it float away. If I start thinking about what I have coming later today, I just watch that thought float away. If I start thinking about how I need to do something differently, I just watch that thought float away. Instead, right now, I'm making the decision to spend this time with Jesus, to experience him in a way like I never have before, to meet with him and to be with him. You know, we're not going to meet with him so we can fix something. We're going to be with him, knowing that as I am with him, I am filled to overflowing with all that he is, and my answers begin to just present themselves. Maybe not right this moment while I'm in this meditation, but I might have a thought later on, an idea. So we're making the decision to be with him today. So let's engage our imaginations with our secret place. This is a place, any place that you love. It can be a favorite vacation spot. It can be a favorite room in your home. It can be a favorite place you went to as a child. It can be completely made up if you want it to be. But as you engage your imagination, I want you to begin to see all of the things that you would see in this place. All of the colors, how vibrant and alive they are. Begin to notice things that you would hear, the sounds that would bring you to a place of relaxation, a place where you just say, I love what this sounds like. For some, it may even be silence. That's okay. And you notice the things that you might touch or you might taste or smell in this secret place. As you look in this secret place that you've created, as you walk into it, you step into it and you say, I am in this place. This is where Jesus helps me feel safe, helps me know that wisdom is mine, helps me remember who I am in Him. In this place, I leave my worries behind. And for some of you, you come into the secret place and maybe you're carrying those worries with you. And today, I see almost this picture where the place that the secret place begins, Jesus has already invited us to leave our worries outside of it. Doesn't mean we don't have things to work through. It doesn't mean we don't have those worries. It just means for a few minutes, we're going to leave them outside this place. And we're going to meet with Jesus. And I see Him walking towards us. And I know it's Him, and I know I say this so often, but it's the smile on His face. It's the smile that never loses power with me. It never loses what I feel when I see Him walking toward me and He's smiling because He's so glad I'm here. Because He's so glad that I want to be with Him, that I want to meet with Him. And He's excited because I made the decision to leave my worries outside of here. And every time a thought of worry comes, I'm going to watch it float away because all my worries are left outside for this next few minutes. I'm not going to try to talk to Jesus about them. I'm not going to try to solve them. I'm simply spending this time looking in the eyes of the one who loves me the best. Looking in the eyes of the one who actually knows what those worries are. It's not like He doesn't know what they are because I'm not carrying them in here with me, because I'm not talking to Him about them, because I'm not setting them down in front of us or between us. He knows what they are. But today His invitation was, leave that outside is what we're going to do together. You're going to know how to handle those things. Because his invitation today is to come. Come to him. Come to him to be with him. So in our secret place, he offers to take us for a walk. As I go on this walk with him, I realize we're going towards the green pastures and the still waters. The grass is blowing gently in the wind. But today, we continue walking. And we come to this big, beautiful home. It's amazing as I look at it from the outside. And only you know what a beautiful home would look like to you. So you look at all of the features that make it beautiful to you. And Jesus says, I want to take you into this home. At first, I'm a little uncomfortable because I don't know whose it is. And he just smiles and laughs and says, it's mine. And we walk into this home. And I immediately feel peace. You ever walked into someone's home and you just felt the peace that was there? Or maybe you've walked into someone's home and you feel the stress and the anxiety that was there. If you've ever done that, just think of the opposite of that. As I walk into this home, it's just as beautiful on the inside as it was on the outside. He starts showing me these rooms, and one room is filled with everything you might need if you needed something from him in your health. Another room is filled with everything you might need from him if you were in a financial bind. Another room is filled with what you might need if you're in a relationship crisis. But as he walks me through these rooms, he says, do you see? I have everything. I have it all. And like it's already in these rooms. It's not like he's adding it to these rooms as we're walking through. It's already here. He says, that's why I tell you, you don't have to be afraid or worry, because I have this home. And it's just for you, Jennifer. This home that was so beautiful to you. This is where I store up everything you need for every single day. I already have in these rooms what you're going to need tomorrow and Wednesday. But I don't want you worrying about it and thinking about it. I want you just to come into my home, this your home, Jennifer. Come into it and feel the peace of knowing that I have rooms filled with provision, rooms filled with exactly what you're going to need. See, this isn't everybody's house, Jennifer. This is just a house for me and you. And so each of us, as he's walking you through, you see in each room provision. Because what I'm going to need in a financial crisis and what you're going to need in a financial crisis are two different things. Same with health, the relationship. And he says, this home was designed just for you, just for me to have a place that I could show you. So that as you see these rooms that are so filled, and I know, this is, you can't actually see for sure what's in there. I can't see but a couple of items in each room. But I know my heart's connected, and I know that's what this room is for. I know the provision is there. I know there's plenty of everything I would need. Then he brings me into the dining room, and it's got the longest table I've ever seen. Just like every time I see one of these tables, it's filled with love and hope and peace and rest and joy, gentleness, all of the things that give me character and integrity. This table is filled to overflowing with it. Jesus says, this is all yours too. If you'll just come to me, to our home, to the place that I've prepared. I have everything that you could possibly need. As I stand in this place, the peace once again just overwhelms me. The love. See, you prepare. You prepare for people that you love. You prepare for people that you want them to experience something good when they're with you. You prepare for the time together. And Jesus prepared all of this for me and for you. And he says, you don't have to worry about those things that you left outside. Because in this home, there's everything. There's every answer. There's every bit of wisdom. And now that you've seen the home, you can revisit it anytime you need to. Come to me, and I'll take you to the right room with the right provision for that moment. You don't even have to come in here and try to find it by yourself. I'll show you, and I'll give it to you. It'll be yours, and it never runs out. So I'll look around this home once again, and my heart feels steady. My heart says, I choose to trust you right now. I choose to believe you, Jesus. I choose to say yes to you, Jesus. And once again, he smiles, a smile that just conveys his love and acceptance. I am his beloved. This home is for me. So now I'm going to count to 5 and we'll open our eyes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guys, I hope you saw a beautiful home that was prepared just for you, that was put together just for you. And that as you walked through those rooms, that everything you saw, you knew it's the provision he has already prepared for you. It's the provision he already has ready for you. It is all that he's already put together. That what I'm going to need the rest of today, he's got it. If you're worried, go back to that home. And you may be having to tell yourself, all right, I don't exactly know how this is going to look. I don't exactly know how this works. But Jesus, I'm coming into the home where you say there's provision for every need. Show me how to walk this situation out. And when our hearts are open, and we're willing to hear him, and we're willing to be led by him, and we're willing to obey him, when we're willing to follow him because we're trusting that that home really is mine, we're trusting that that home really was created just for me, then you know what? We're willing to say, all right, this doesn't look like exactly how I would handle this issue, but Jesus, if this is what you say in the provision you have for this situation, then Jesus, I'll take it. Guys, be especially aware this week of ways that he's going to lead you, where you're not having to tell him all about the problem, but instead he's showing you all about the solution. Doesn't that sound like a better way of life? The abundant life? I mean, he wasn't joking. He wasn't just like, hey, I'll die on the cross so that you can have a mediocre life. He's like, I died and went to hell or Hades and paid the price and came out of that grave so that you could have this home that I'm showing you. This provision. This provision is because of what I paid and the price I paid. So you know what? That's one of the things I remind myself. Jesus, you paid a high price. So I want to listen to you because I trust you. And so, guys, I can't wait to hear. Please send me testimonies, anything you notice. Be sure after we get off here, write down anything you remember about the house, anything that really stood out to you that you're like, that's what made that house special to me. That's what made that room seem like it stood out to me. Because I'm going to tell you something, he's got everything you need. So instead of telling ourselves, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, let's tell ourselves, I'm going to remember my home and the provision he has for me. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of Meditation Monday. I will see you again here next week. I pray that you have the most blessed week ever. Please, again, send me testimonies to Jennifer .hpcoach.com or Jennifer at Impact Ministries. Either one of those emails will work. I would love to hear from you. Have a great day.